Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Bit creepy that, wasn't it? The Meta glasses, guys, going off the last video, seem to be a bit of a success. Everyone seems to think they're a great idea. Not too much jumping around and all the rest of it. They have got a great sort of stabilizer on there. They're recording 3K 60 frames per second if you want, but at the minute I've got them in 1080p and 30 frames per second, but it seems to be all right, doesn't it? And you get 3 minutes of recording time at a time, so after 3 minutes you've got to sort of do another video, but that's all right. It don't make much odds to me because I have to sort of cut and shut in editing anyway. So yeah, seems to be a success, and as you can see at the minute, guys, I've just left work and we got them on. Me and my little friend over there, look, she loves a bit of hanging out the window, don't you, Mabs? Right, guys, yesterday I was down the unit. It was Sunday, and unfortunately I forgot my glasses. But I thought while I was down there, I actually cycled into Ilfracombe with my stepson, Cruz. We went down there and we was sort of hanging around for a couple of hours, just fiddling around with the Escort. I thought, do you know what? I'm going to get the Escort out. I'm going to take it for a drive because it runs absolutely lovely on idle when it's a little bit warm. I took it up the road, and unfortunately Ilfracombe is a little bit hilly. I literally took it probably 1/8 of a mile really, and it didn't like it at all, guys. Around 2 grand it felt quite nice, but any sort of load felt like it was starting to depths, which we certainly don't want to do, and it just run rough as bumholes below that. So I called it a day, brought it home, guys, and just sort of finished me wiring. I'm going to leave it now. I've got it booked in for Tom on Friday, and he is going to fit the Boss for the AFR gauge, and he's also going to fit the heat shield after he's made a heat shield that goes in between the exhaust and the relay box. So once that's done, guys, I believe the 8th is next Wednesday. Is that right? Next Wednesday? And it is going to our friends down at Tipton Garage, Stephen. So hopefully, guys, in a couple of weeks, we're going to have that thing all up and running perfect. My loom's going to be a success. Everything's great, and we've got the Escort back on the road, guys, and I can't wait to do some blooming video with it. It's been a long time coming. We've had it off the road for about 6 or 7 months now, believe it or not. What do you think to the old camera, mate? The old glasses.
I think it's very cool.
It's cool, isn't it?
Nice to see like a point of view, and yeah, different angle.
Thought it'd be a little bit of a novelty, but seems to do the job, doesn't it, really?
Well, it'd be very good when you're doing the sort of thing you're getting on with in a minute.
Exactly. So. Yeah, the old hands-free job, isn't it, mate? And like
I
say, we can test drive the cars and all that. I'm just sorting out this engine, mate. It's something a little bit different.
It is.
So if people have watched the previous videos, they will see my new videographer down there occasionally, Ted. Ted's a friend of the family. He's got a unit down where I've got one, and he's into buying and selling motocross bikes, off-road bikes, and electric bikes. So the CR1s and all that jazz.
Yeah.
He's quite into them, and he's bought himself, for himself, not to sell, a little CR125 2004.
Nice.
Bought it with a blown engine, or a suspected blown engine. And sure enough, it has blown the engine, mate. So Ted can't really repair the engines, so he said, you take it to work, clean it all up. He's going to buy an engine kit, which he's bought. It's in a million bits because we stripped it down the unit. He's got the engine kit now, mate. We're going to put it back together. So the problem was the rod's gone, look.
Oh, yeah.
Beauty, innit?
Yeah, big time.
So these little 2-stroke engines, mate, they've got a crank, which you can part. You can buy a rod kit, which consists of a rod, small end, a big end roller bearing, because that's what it is in the rod, and a pin. And what you do is you press the old crank apart, press it all together with the right width, and then you balance it. Bit of a rigmarole. But to be honest, this engine kit was about 250 quid with everything, including a new crankshaft.
So will that come pre-assembled then?
Yeah, all pre-assembled, balanced, and the
ideal.
lot. So it ain't worth messing around, is it?
No. Easy.
So we'll stick the old bits in that tin tray.
Scrap.
Scrap. and I'm going to be cleaning this up, fitting new bearings. I've recommended to Ted that he puts new gearbox bearings in. Most people, when they do a bottom end, will leave the gearbox all intact. See this little engine stand? It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bought this from Off-Road Only, I think, years and years ago. And it's been sitting at the back of John's bit of the workshop there with a KDX 200 motor on that I did about 15 years ago. But we've just dug it out. It's ideal because you can adjust this where you want it. You can sit the motor on, you can clamp it, so it's easy to build the box in, put the crank in, and then put the crankcases together.
Nice.
So the gearbox bearings, you've got a couple down here, you've got a selector roller bearing there. Obviously these are the main bearings, so it's all roller bearing stuff. I've done quite a lot of the motocross two-stroke stuff in the past, and if you do the gearbox bearings, although they don't normally go, it just sounds so much nicer. It sounds electric.
Yeah.
Because you just don't get, surprising how much those roller bearings, those sort of ball bearings rumble.
Yeah.
So for an extra 80 quid or whatever, and a bit more effort, worth doing on this two-stroke stuff, especially if he's keeping it for himself. So that's where we are with that. And it's started to pick up in here, hasn't it?
It has.
Take a look at this, because this is the last time you will see this horrible little thing looking like that. So this is a Triumph Spitfire 1500. Lovely little motor, isn't it? Very much like the A series and stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah. Just,
and this is in for a refresh. So obviously many years old now. How old would this be? About 60 years old, I'd imagine.
Yeah, what's a Spitfire? Are they
going to be getting on, isn't it?
60s? Or?
It's going to be 50, 60 year old, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whether it's been apart before, I don't know. But what I'm doing with this, or what I do with this type of engine, mate, usually it's you actually that strips this crap down, isn't it?
Yeah, normally.
But I'm having a go, and what I'm doing is anything I take off it that we're going to be reusing, I'm blasting, cleaning all up as we go. So it seems like it's taking quite a long time to strip. However, most of the stuff I'm doing has all been done. So when it's stripped to a bare block and I basically start paint stripping the block, everything else really is pretty much there. It's just new bits.
Yeah.
And do our usual stuff with it, balance it and all that. So this one's just a birthday. Only thing you've got to watch with these, mate, I'll turn it over so you can see. Bit of a ball ache to turn over. I'll try not to chop my fingers off. So these were renowned. You've got rear main thrust faces. Okay, you've only got thrusts in the block, not the cap. And what they were renowned for, because they're very shallow thrusts, they were renowned for sort of wearing the thrusts or hammering them out. And then this thrust here will fall into the crankcase. And then you'll end up with loads of thrusts, and it just basically, the crank screws itself into the block. Great.
Perfect.
John says he's done quite a few in the past. Fortunately, this one's okay. It has got probably about 10th thou end float, but we can sort that. The thrusts go up to about 30 thou bigger in thickness, so we'll sort that out, mate. But fortunately, I think that is probably the worst thing that can happen to one of these. Yeah. Everything else is straightforward, really. We're going to unlead the head, if it hasn't been done already. Can't remember, but yeah, working its way through. This V8 here, you've been going through this little beauty.
Yeah. So, I was going to say Rover, but it ain't a Rover, really, is it? It's a TVR.
TVR, isn't it, mate? This is a full race motor that once was a race motor. Don't think it's done much work. This is the one that we had the block sitting over there waiting for the bespoke liner to be fitted. Yeah. So we've fitted that liner, and the customer just wants us to sort of put it back together, which is what we're doing. But you've run into one little issue, haven't you? Yeah. Well, which we don't quite know how it's got to that.
No. So I've put all the lifters in, thinking they were all hydraulic lifters.
So usually they are a hydraulic lifter in these?
Normally, yeah. So I thought it was all hydraulics, mainly because there were one or two that, with the rockers installed and everything, one or two were a bit like squishy as a hydraulic lifter.
And with the hydraulic lifters, you put a bit of a preload on, don't you?
Yeah, so I thought, oh, well, they must be hydraulic, and the rest are all jacked out and just need to sort of, drain a bit.
Yeah, be squeezed out or something.
So I went to squeeze them out, and it turns out 13 of them are solid lifters,
Yeah.
and 3 are hydraulic.
Marvellous.
So, yeah.
So
it's had a solid lifter kit. This is a solid lifter cam. It's just a different grind for the
so it needs solid
lifter
lifters.
cam.
So obviously something's happened to the solid lift. Because this, obviously with the liner going, I think this one, I had to, on one of the rocker shafts, we had to replace the shaft because it was broke. So it's obviously had a big catastrophe. I would have thought it's damaged those and they've replaced them with hydraulics.
The thing is,
Not knowing that they're hydraulic?
They do look the same. They all look the same. I mean, these are the 3 hydraulic ones on the top there. And the rest of them, that's a solid one.
Okay.
You wouldn't really know the difference. It's still got an oil hole in the
side.
side.
So what is it that they've done to convert it to solid?
Well, I don't know whether it's a conversion or what, but I've taken them apart, and basically inside here, it's still got almost like a piston, but it doesn't, it basically is the length of the inside of there, and then you just have the circlip that stops
so it's not
it
an
coming
added
out.
piece, it is actually the whole thing.
It's a solid insert inside there, basically.
Wonder whether it's something we could manufacture.
Potentially, but it's like a 2-piece thing. I don't know, it's a bit weird, but it looks like it's almost like a conversion rather than a...
Yeah, probably.
Totally
Yeah,
solid
it's
thing.
going to be worth having a look if we can't get any more in it, see whether we can convert that, but never mind, mate.
But yeah,
These
that's
things
the issue. It's a bit difficult to get new ones or buying them individually, so don't know.
We'll have to take a look, won't we?
Yeah.
Improvise. Yamaha, I've spent a couple of days cleaning and painting and getting all this ready for pistons and the rings arrived, so the pistons and rings are in. Gap the rings. We're just waiting for full gaskets and bearings, aren't we, really, on this? And then we can, it is Meccano, as we normally say. So that's what we've been doing for the last couple of days, just getting everything prepped and ready to... Subaru. There's your Subaru coming on nicely.
Yep.
Whenever you get a spare 5 minutes away from the better half. And this one is for the customer.
It is.
So this is the one we bought a new short motor.
Yep.
An uprated short motor with the
It's
slightly
basically
better.
it's a late STI block, so like the last of the EJ blocks, really.
Yeah, and this one comes with the extra bracing on the sides, doesn't it?
Yeah, and a much thicker cylinder wall.
Yeah, it has, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, really thick compared to what's in mine.
Yeah.
So.
Blimey. And this is this is really reasonable, isn't it? It comes in at just over a couple of grand or something, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's about $2,000.
Yeah.
It's not bad at all.
Amazing, really.
For,
if you've got any
genuine
sort of
as well, it's all genuinely, assembled by Subaru. It's not like
even if you've got those
third-party.
crankcases, if you've got any sort of extensive damage, it's probably worth just going and buying one of these, isn't it?
Well,
ridiculous, really.
Yeah, compared to the labour it costs us to go through, reboard, do all the rest of it, clean it and sort it out, it's way cheaper, really.
Yeah, no, that's good. So basically just going to go through the heads.
Yep.
Put it all together.
Bolt it all up.
Lovely jubbly, mate. It's nice to be a bit busier, isn't it?
Yeah.
So guys, the little 2-stroke. Here we are. Can use both my hands, look, and video at the same time. Keep going on about it, but it's blooming amazing. Right, so I've got the crank in. This is actually a really good engine kit that you buy for these. Wiseco kit comes with the Wiseco rod and crank. So it means you haven't got to fit the crank or the rod onto the old crank, which is an absolute ball ache. It comes with all the bearings, including the gearbox bearings, the full gasket set, Wiseco piston, the whole shooting match, and it's about 250 quid or something like that, so it's really good. So what I've done here for Ted, I have blasted this afternoon all the crankcases, so removed all the bearings, removed all the seals, blasted it in the vapor blaster, then I always paint it silver, because silver is a lot easier to clean. Once it gets muddy, if you just leave the blasted aluminium, like I've said before, it just goes corroded and horrible, and it's harder to clean, especially on a motocross bike. So where we are at the minute, guys, this is if you don't know what you're doing, this is probably a complete nightmare. I've put the crankshaft in, all the bearings and seals are in, or most of them, and I'm just fitting the gearbox. So what we try and do with the gearbox, when you take it out, we try and zip tie it so it all stays together, but it's been dancing around in a box and it's all come to bits. So this here is pretty much all the selector stuff which goes behind. This is a great little jig, this is, isn't it? Look, we can turn this round and sort of lock it in position. How good is that? So basically we put the gearbox in, and I've just made sure it would be a lot easier, as say, if it didn't sort of all come to bits, but I've just made sure that all the little, you've got all these little washers and what have you in the right place, because if you don't, the gears are not going to mesh right. You've got here the selector barrel, guys, so this is a bit of a fiddly bit. You've got to put the gearbox in, that's why it's really handy to have this. Put the gearbox in, you've got to put the selector in, or the barrel, sorry, the selector barrel, and then you can take these pins out here, put your selector forks in, and you can locate them in the correct position. You see that this barrel has got lots of little grooves, so it's that's it sort of working, look. And then you've got this side here, so you've got to make sure they're all in, then you pull them in where they've got to go and put the pins in, and that's where they will stay now, hopefully. And the next job tomorrow, which I'll probably put in the next video, guys, is we've then got to, when everything's in the middle of it, so we've got the crank and the gearbox, that's what's in the middle of a two-stroke bike, we then put in this half of the crankcase on the top with a gasket, get that sealed so it's one, the bottom end is basically done, and then it's either end, so one side you've got the clutch basket assembly, all this jazz, and the other side you've got all the selector barrel and the kickstart and all that nonsense. Water pump in here, look, that's a nifty little thing in it, the little water pump external there, and there's the bits of the water pump. So I've got to clean all the barrel up and everything, all the little bits tomorrow, and then we'll get this built. So really, for me, it's probably realistically like a 3-4 hour job to do one of these. So yes, we do two-stroke and 4-stroke motorcycles. Differences with the 4 strokes is you've got a barrel and a cylinder head like you'd have on a car, which has usually got like 4 valves in it, camshaft, all the rest. So a little bit more complicated on the 4 strokes, but not overly complicated. Oh, and you've got a timing chain to turn the cams. So we'll see you in the next video, guys, when we're continuing with this little 2-stroke, and I'm going to be plodding on with this little lovely little Triumph Spitfire 1500. See you in the next video. Cheers, guys.